and go.
All right.
That's oh, who cares?
Who cares? Who gives a good goddamn?
All right, we're here. We're back.
Hey,
We're drawing bombs.
Yeah, we're drawing bombs. We're officially Twitch affiliates, sort of, or whatever the name of the thing
I
is.
think that's the term.
Something like that, yeah. Twitch affiliates. That sounds. If there's any other hierarchies, I do not know them.
That's nice.
What episode is this? 27?
This is 28. 28.
Alrighty. Wah, wah, boo, wah, boo, wah, wah. Oh, that song's over already, right?
Oh, it's over. It's
shit.
long gone, dead and buried.
Talk through it. Apparently, I'm such a dickhead.
God,
I talked through it
can't you
too.
do anything right?
God.
Maybe if you guys would invite me on once in a while.
Yeah, we should do that sometime soon. We should really invite him on.
We should have Zach on the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how about right now?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hey Zach, want
Hey,
to go on
Zach.
the DrawBomb show?
No.
Oh, damn. Alright.
I got things going on.
Got
I
some
got
irons
this
on the
tooth.
fire.
I got an abscess tooth I gotta get pulled
Oh,
tomorrow,
no.
so I'm getting really drunk tonight.
Do you really?
No.
Okay.
Just, no.
You're the worst yes-ander.
I know. I was gonna say,
Really?
That's believable since our dad is a dentist.
I know. I feel like I always have dentist questions for Ian. It's probably annoying
Yeah.
at this point.
I didn't know bits were allowed.
We do what? We did whole episodes of bits.
No, those are all real.
Those were, oh
To
yeah,
be
you're right. I'm
honest
sorry.
with you, I don't always watch shows. So.
I mean, neither do I.
Yeah, I've never watched
Yeah.
a single episode of our show except for the very first
How
one.
can you watch a show while you present it?
Exactly.
That's
It's impossible.
Can't watch a show if you don't present. Well, lies though. Anyways, I'm drawing this crocodilian right now.
He's drawing a crocodile. Crocodiles, best drug ever. If you ask me.
I know. I feel like I have too much skin, and now I have a drug that, gets me high, and also all my skin falls off, and it's just the perfect marriage.
Oh, I love it.
It's great.
Have you ever watched that crocodile video? Did you like?
I haven't watched any videos. I just kind of know about it. I don't know. I've read about it.
Somebody posted the video on the Clock Crew forums a long time ago, but like the preview picture didn't really. They like gave a warning and everything, and then VCR Clock basically described what happened in the thread and said what happens in the video, and I was like, oh okay, cool, thank you VCR, or I think it was VCR, but then I was
I'm
just
not
like,
going to watch that.
Yeah, same with Two Girls One Cup. Like the day that came out, somebody posted it to the Clock Crew, and then like somebody else just basically explained what happened in the video, and I was like, cool, I'm glad I can.
You've never seen
avoid
it.
that, which will surely not be an internet phenomenon.
You're saying you've never seen it? I mean, that's great. I wish I
managed-
could have avoided it.
I couldn't even tell you what the women in the Two Girls One Cup video looked like.
I mean, I've seen it, neither could I, because I was focused on.
With you, I saw it when I
I've
was
seen
in
it, too.
college. Some kids thought, hey, we're gonna show these people these shocking videos and get their reactions to it and post that on YouTube or something like that. And so they showed it to me, and I was just like, guys, you think this is my first time on the internet? This is nothing.
That's true.
It
I've
looks
seen
like
much worse.
fucking they're eating. In my mind, I just imagine they're eating, like chocolate ice cream.
You're watching, like, oh, that's all the poop they can eat? Big deal.
Gosh,
Fucking,
amateurs.
Yeah, come on, bring it on. I've eaten shit. I've eaten shits smaller than you for breakfast.
I eat shit on a daily basis. Are we talking literal or metaphorical? Because well, I won't describe which I am referring to.
You know what shit tastes like?
I know what it smells like, so I'm assuming it's similar.
It's gotta be similar, right?
Yeah.
It tastes like shit.
I'm sure you're right.
I remember somebody also tried to Two Girls One Cup me in college, but I'd already read the Clock Crew thread. So as soon as I heard the piano music, and as soon as they were like, "Hey Ian, you gotta see this video," and I was like, "Is it Two Girls One Cup?" And they were like, "Damn it." Yep,
Fuck
dodged the bullet
loser.
there.
Damn it! I mean, no, it's
No.
not that one.
And then Jerry Seinfeld comes in. He's like, "He tricked you." I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Lately. There's that episode
Really?
where Elaine's like, "Oh, George, did you tell Jerry so and so?" And George is like, "Jerry, why did you tell her?" And he's like, "I didn't tell her. She tricked you. You're a fool."
Yeah, I know that one.
She tricked you! You're a boy! Is that what he said?
Fool.
What? Fool.
Oh, fool.
But I mean, that would have been fun if he called him a boy. I don't know.
Yeah, like a little boy, baby boy instead of a man.
He's just a little baby boy.
That would definitely get under George Costanza's skin. I mean.
It would. Then again, most things do.
Oh, man.
Yeah, pretty much his entire character is things getting under his skin.
So, to any of our viewers watching the show, I would like to direct your eyes to the goal at the bottom of the screen, because unfortunately, Ian's computer now rests in peace.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah. So, you know, if we can reel in some donations, get that up and running again, that'd be great.
God, that would be lovely, because I've given up. That's what it comes down to, is I gave up.
Well, none of that. You know, everyone, don't cry over spilt computer milk.
Oh God, there's computer milk
That
all
the
over the
stuff
place,
that
man.
comes out of that dude in Alien?
Jams822 just subscribed.
What?
Thanks! First subscriber. Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
Subscriber? What is-
Subscriber.
Me.
That's
It's
a-
all because of me, and I'm taking credit for
This
it.
is-
just because.
That means we have to do subscribers.
I know, we don't have anything.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We will make it up to you right away. Like,
Yeah, you're
holy
a
shit.
punk for subscribing, man.
No, no. we're gonna add features, but we just became affiliated. Regardless.
Yeah, it's like an episode ago. That's actually, I didn't even think we would get subscribed to for at least another 6 months.
Yeah, I thought we had something. Well, that's, I mean, I hope
thank
we
you.
would.
I don't know what to say. Wow, that's actually kind of incredible.
There you go.
I mean, what? We don't even charge anything for subscriptions right now, I think, right?
I think, I don't know.
Guys.
I don't know if you can set it up that way. I think you have to. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna do some
Uh,
research.
Jams, you have just motivated us to do a lot of research in this thing.
I hope you feel like your purchase was a good one.
I hope so.
As
We're gonna
you
definitely
see us just reel in confusion. We're like, what the hell?
What? So you're the first, by the way. Like, as you saw, we had the zombie giveaway.
Yeah, we haven't even
have
set up the-
pictures for everything else.
We haven't even made a thing yet. We will.
Shit, I'm sorry. We'll send you. Honestly, we'll do the drawing and the GIF or whatever for the subscriber, and then we'll definitely send that to you so you can see what. It
Or
was.
you know, if you're in the chat, feel free to give us some suggestion. We'll draw it next after this.
Oh yeah,
It's a pretty good
I think it's only fair.
prize.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have you guys been watching any TV shows and stuff lately?
I've been rewatching Community.
Nice. You said you fell asleep for most of season 4, right?
I did, and we're through it now, so I'm back awake.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I've watched Schitt's Creek with the folks. It's a slow burn, but it's a good show.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't seen all of it, but it's pretty good.
I haven't seen any of it, but I did have a manager at my restaurant once a long time ago, and that show was about 2 seasons in, tell me it was like his favorite show. And then he described the plot to me, and I was just like, oh, it's like a new Arrested Development. This is great. I love Arrested
Yeah.
Development.
Plus, you know, it's got some good people in it. Eugene Levy and his son, which is funny too, and I think it's his daughter. His daughter's in the show too, but I don't know. They all work on it.
I don't think it's his actual daughter.
Everyone who I've seen on the show, or like from the clips I've seen in the show, everyone's doing a great job on this show. The son is awesome. Eugene Levy is like a legend.
Yeah.
The mom's great.
The
too.
mom's
I
like
don't know her name.
one of the best, honestly. And Catherine, what is it? Something.
But I've seen her in a bunch of other stuff, and any movie she's in, I'm just like, this lady's gonna do a great job. She does a good job every time. Oh, Jams has responded. They say, just love streams, so gonna support anyone I know that streams. I also just started rewatching Community. Oh, hey, cool.
That's awesome.
How far are you in Community, Jams? and thank you again for supporting us. We really appreciate it. We don't even. We were so that's just as you can see how much it's taken us by surprise that like we've received any support. I mean, we have fans. Like we have people who.
You're going in circles. You've broken Ian's brain.
It feels weird to call them. They're friends and family, but we also have like 2 folks who have been around since like a while, who have been like there for a lot of the shows. So we really appreciate it.
We gotta return people.
Stranger.
But season 1, that's great place to start if you ask me.
Yeah. For a while I've been starting shows in the middle, and it just was not. It didn't make sense. It was a mistake. Do you guys subscribe to the conspiracy theory that I do, that Netflix produces shows like 2 seasons at a time sometimes? I could see that. I mean, probably save them some money.
Like I've been browsing Netflix occasionally, and then I'll see a show I've never even heard of. I browse Netflix a lot. I'll see a show I've never seen before, and it's already got 2 or 3 seasons, and I'm just like, what? So it's
they move quick, and also if they're sure they're going to invest in more than a season, then it would make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's like I've moved my layer up above your layer, so the color is there. Yeah, season 1's a good place to start. I'm on season 4 of Seinfeld right now. I'd say I'm loving that show. It's good stuff. I don't know. I guess that's the TV talk for the day. Rick and Morty did get renewed for that 7th season.
By the way, the new episode yesterday was awesome.
I gotta catch up.
It was probably one of my favorites of like the last, maybe of the season. It's possible.
Really?
It's up there. It was just it was really good. It was great.
I'm one of those, like, since it's gonna be like 5 episodes, like what, we got 2 more weeks and then I can pretty much binge it in a night, right?
Yeah. Did you see up the first half of the season?
I did, yeah, I
Okay.
did. I actually watched most of it with Zach, and then I have some friends who invited me over.
You're lying.
What? I did, Zach, you were there. I had some friends over. We watched the final episode at their place, then, which was pretty nice of them. They got me drunk and gave me pizza and stuff.
That sounds great.
Pizza and drunk, you got a good time on your hands.
I did. It was like the last thing I did before quarantine. It was kind of nice.
It's your last hurrah, as they say.
Yeah.
Someone said that. I've heard it said. Just gotta have to trust me on that.
Who do you think coined that term? Was it some guy in
the last hurrah? That guy was a douche for sure. I just.
Oh yeah. Because first of all, it's pronounced hooray. I mean.
Well, it's just.
Hooray!
I think hurrah is a different word than hooray.
I mean, I would have to assume.
I mean, it is, but.
But also, can we talk about? Okay, first of all, I just want to read Jam's comment again. I feel like we should be on top of Jam's comments, just because out of like courtesy for the support
for James. I think I know who James is. I'm not, but I think I know who it is actually. In fact, I do know who it is. I just put it all together.
Jams. I mean, don't dox him, but like that's.
But thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much, James. I'm very grateful.
We'll have some like actual. We're still kind of. We just got affiliate status. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know who it is. Yeah, and we're trying to. We don't really know exactly what that all consists of, so we're still like got to flush out all the things that people get for subscribing. But
yeah,
but we're pretty consistent. We're usually here every Monday, so
yeah. We got the schedule up now, which helps. I do want to talk about the word hooray.
Okay, let's finally. I've been waiting to have this conversation.
I know, right? It's time we finally took down the word hooray.
It's time to confront the elephant in the room, the word hooray.
That's absolutely right. So, the word hooray, have you ever in your life been in a situation where good news was received, and then somebody literally, like, in the room, pumped, like, their fist in the air and went, hooray!
No.
That person's being
Jack Horseman.
That person's being a dick if they do that because they're being sarcastic.
Right, it's suspect behavior. Like no one is pumped and goes, "Hooray, hooray, hooroo, hurrah.
Might be one of those words that just was that at one point, and now it's lost. Nobody ever says it seriously.
I feel like that's like one of those words where like, you know, it's like in the old like 50s movies like White Christmas or something like that, where, you know, they can't have people swearing or being like indecent or anything like that. So like Bing Crosby would be like, oh well, hooray, instead of being like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Or it could be like
Goddamn tits, man.
that's a good
Shit,
Bing Crosby.
Wow.
Well,
Man,
hooray!
it's a what a gas.
I mean, you hear him say things like "yeah, yeah" and stuff like that nobody would say
Whoa,
seriously either. So maybe it was just at one point.
Maybe, I guess I could imagine people from like 1910s up to like the 1960s saying like an actual conversation like, oh hooray!
Hooray to me is somebody trying to write down in letters what cheering sounds like, in the same way that achoo is a sneeze.
Oh, like an onomatopoeia?
Yeah, basically. Like they hear a crowd go, like roar.
I would say that as hooray.
And that could be totally bullshit, but that's kind of always been my like.
Where does hip hip hooray come from?
That's a great point. Never mind. Thanks for ruining my theory.
Because crowds say that.
They do. Well, what crowds? What
Shut
crowds
up,
say?
Ian.
Rich white people from the 40s, 20s,
Oh,
maybe the
think-
20s.
Oh, they're
Crowd-
the worst.
Crowds who are like tossing a person up into the air saying, for he's a jolly good fellow, I think that's a crowd that would say hip hip hooray.
I don't have many goals in life, but one of them is to one day be told that I'm a jolly good fellow
I know, right?
by an entire mob.
Wouldn't that be great? Like Plankton got it. Like at least like we could do is we could get it, you know.
Man, Plankton got it.
Yeah, in that one
I
episode where
must
Plankton.
suck.
Plankton becomes good.
Plankton.
Oh, Sponge Buddy, yoo-hoo, over here. Plankton.
The alligator
yeah,
seems like it's
Plankton
losing
got a
this.
big
What? First of all, Zach's saying Plankton's got a big dick, which we know is not true because we can see his crotchular area at all times. But what did you say, Brandon?
Anything. You're putting words in my mouth, Ian.
The alligator appears to be losing here. He looks genuinely worried.
Yeah. He does. He looks like, oh, fuck. Hooray.
Hip hip hooray!
That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna destroy hooray from the inside by using it to describe very, very horrific things.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which.
Let's take hooray
speaking of
back.
things- yeah, time to take hooray back and remove its positive connotations, you know?
I feel like it doesn't. It's only used in
Bye,
sarcasm.
hooray.
Yeah, it's only used in sarcasm anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think anyone's been legitimately hurrayed in like a very long time.
You can
Unless
use
they've been
that as your
hurried.
part of your ammo. You could be like, nobody's ever hurrayed me. If anything, I think it's an entire conspiracy. Hooray! It's fake. It's not real.
Oh,
Yeah.
An
shit.
illusion.
Yeah, hooray has been made up. It's all just part of the media
It's
trying to make think that people are happy about things.
Yeah, guys, wait till Q releases the next drop telling you about the truth about hooray, man. But, Jam says, they get it. As soon as they heard us talking about becoming an affiliate, they wanted to subscribe for us. So, seriously, again, thank you so much. That's just very nice of you to do that for us. Really do appreciate it. We're gonna figure this shit out and make it worth your
We're
time.
gonna make some emotes soon and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun to sit down and do some emotes for a day or something like that. Probably make a DrawBomb out of it.
Could do that. I could even do like a midweek.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people do that where they're just working on emotes and they do it live.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Midweek DrawBomb. Doing some emotes, getting some feedback.
And the like.
And, speaking of hooray, other words that
We're
I don't...
still on hooray?
No,
We're-
we're not on hooray. I don't have anything else to add.
Oh, I thought you had
had-
other.
No, I don't. I thought I...
Yippee is the same.
Yippee. Yippee Skippy.
Yippee is the same as hooray, I would say.
Yippee. I just think there's like a lot of
Yippee.
weird, like, I feel like there's like a weird, like, what you would have like things from like the like what's the word I'm looking for? You'd have like colloquialisms from like the 20s and stuff like that. Like up until like, I feel like you'd watch like a movie from the 70s and they'd say like, "Oh heavens to Betsy," which is like a really old phrase or something like that.
Oh, is that out
And
now?
like and then you get to like the post 80s and like post 90s, and then all of a sudden like we're done with all that 50s lingo. If I hear anybody talking about a phosphate when they refer to a soda one more time,
You know,
Just,
we're growing as people.
we're growing as a society. We live in a society, according to George Costanza and the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
and Ross as the Joker. I found, oh yeah, speaking of things that we can attach Hooray to, I discovered this Twitter account that I'm kind of really enjoying called, so I think we talked about it before in the show, but you know the Twitter account, Can You Pet the Dog?
Yes.
For those of you who are watching, Can You Pet the Dog is a Twitter account where a person just catalogs every video game where you can pet the dog in the game. Like if there's like a dog in the game and there's like a button you can press to give it a little scritch on the head, the Twitter account catalogs that, and it's considered a positive mark for the game. And a lot of games have actually been.
I've seen more games that have it
including-
because of that.
Exactly. Like I saw a post where somebody had actually patched their game that was like 10 years old so that you could pet the dog. No, it was Terraria. Terraria patched it. So
Oh,
you could
that's
pet
funny.
The animals. Yeah.
Yeah, we should play that.
We should definitely play Terraria at some point.
Do you have that,
so-
Zach? Sorry, not I mean to.
No, it's
Sorry,
alright,
I
go ahead.
What is that?
Do you have Terrarium? It's like it's like Minecraft meets like
Yeah,
Metroid.
I know of
It's like a
Terraria.
2D.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I have it.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if I have it, but I.
Oh, that can be arranged.
Yeah.
So there's the Can You Pet the, and then like on Fridays they change up their format a little bit, and they'll pivot from being strictly dogs to can you pet whatever animal is in the game. So there's like the last Friday they did the lemur in Uncharted 4. You can pet that, give it food. They did one for April Fools where it was a day entirely dedicated to games where you can pet cats in the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love that Twitter account. It's
I don't
it's
think I
just
follow it,
wholesome
but I should.
content.
It's the,
What was that?
it's the content I need.
I don't think I follow it, but I should.
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
familiar with
used
it.
'cause- what was that?
So I'm familiar with it. I just.
Yeah, and so I recently discovered, I think this is inspired by that account, but it's a Twitter account called Can You Violate the Geneva Conventions? And what it is it's an aggregate. It's by Hard Drive Magazine, which is like an Onion sort of like for video games. So they have like article headlines like Borderlands 3 script written after writers take a look through the Know Your Meme website. Guest 2032 assuring everybody in line this roller coaster that slams you into the side of the cliff is really good value. Just a whole bunch of funny sort of video game fake news articles.
Gotcha.
So they've made this new Twitter account, Can You Violate the Geneva Conventions, where it's basically Can You Pet the Dog, except they list games that you violate the Geneva Convention, and then they tell you which convention they're violating. So, for instance, one of their most recent posts is, you can violate Article 19 of the First Geneva Convention, Protection for Medical Units, in Overwatch. And then they have like a picture of somebody killing Mercy.
That's
Um,
funny.
Yeah, it's great. Like and one that I thought was very enjoyable was let me find it real quick. Fire Emblems, the Three Houses use of child soldiers does not violate the Geneva Conventions, as all of the children are 15 or older. See additional Protocol 1, Article 77. And then they have a response to that also saying, there is some confusion about a character, I guess, whose name's Cyril, due to variables in his recruitment conditions. As such, we are amending this to note that the Black Eagles are the most ethical house choice on this and only this article.
I like that somebody puts that much effort into it. It's funny.
They like list. It's actually kind of educational because they list the articles that they violate and they tell you what the article is actually is. So it says like you can violate Article 42 of the Third Geneva Convention. Use of weapons on prisoners must constitute an extreme measure in kitten cannon.
That's hilarious.
Like that.
Wow.
It's just it's
like
a
that it's-
surprisingly highbrow sort of or just high concept. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a very high concept.
I like that it starts with like all the jargon, and then at the end it's just like, by the way, the game we're talking about is Kitten Cannon.
Yeah.
After you read,
You can violate more articles of the Geneva Conventions than we can fit in one tweet in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's fair also. It's good stuff. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying perusing that every once in a while. What games have you guys been playing? Because I haven't been playing fucking any.
I have been playing some Minecraft lately. Yeah, we had that server we started up. Or we didn't start it up, but you guys started
we
up.
joined it. We're helping keeping it afloat. Which, Zach, also feel free to... What?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, just feel free to join that Minecraft server if you ever want to. It's a friend of mine started it up. We've been building some crazy stuff on there. I built an underground Resident Evil mansion.
He's like your buddy. he makes so much stuff in there. Every time I log on, there's like something massive that he made. I'm like, how? How did you?
I'm excited that you're seeing him on because like before you and Morgan started playing on it, there was a solid 3 weeks where I was like on there listening to podcasts, making stuff. My computer was still up and running, and like I would see no new additions. I think people took a break on that server for like a minute, and now that we've got people like once again kind of
he's into it again,
populating it. And I think it's kind of inspired Travis to take up the torch again.
I think it's true for everybody. Like, if people are playing, then it keeps other people wanting to play. It's not fun if you're all by yourself. I mean, it can be, but I've just played my fair share of Minecraft, so I'm kind of bored of it when I'm playing by myself.
Yeah, very true.
Jam says he's been playing Apex Legends, COD, and just started Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I said that right.
Nice. I've been wanting to play that. That sounds like fun.
I don't know what that is. Is that like a fighting game?
I think
like
so. I've played a couple of the Dragon Ball Z games, not like intensely, but I used to have a friend who would always introduce me to like the new game he was playing that week, and one of them was one of the Dragon Ball Z games where you could like customize your character and stuff. And I think Dragon Ball Z Kakarot kind of is along that same vein as previous Dragon Ball Z games, but there's also like an open world you, I guess, run around and like follow the storyline of the original Dragon Ball Z series.
Okay.
No, it's pretty cool looking. I'd be interested in giving it a look-see sometime.
Ian, real quickly, maybe we should move the title up top.
The title.
There's a lot of empty spot up there, but.
Yeah, you're a very good point. Yeah, I think we should do that. I believe I wrote that on layer Ian3. Yep. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, actually, I hung out with one of my roommates yesterday. He smoked a joint with me, which is pretty fun because I'm dry. But we were hanging out talking about games. I told him about how much I love God Hand. I went on a rant about that once I found out IGN gave God Hand 3 out of 10.
And they're
also
kind
IGN.
of indirectly responsible for it tanking as well.
Ugh.
Their reviews are, I don't know. They have decent reviews occasionally, but like a lot of times they'll give a really bad review to something that doesn't deserve it.
I remember being pissed at IGN when I'm not like a person who gets personally invested in games. I obviously God Hand is an exception because I love that game, but they reviewed Little Big Planet a long time ago, and the first Little Big Planet had just come out, and they were like. Usually they'll do like a breakdown of the categories, like, oh, this graphics is a 7, gameplay is a 9, etc., which I think is fair. But I think numbers are also too. It's hard to quantify.
It's too like simple.
Sometimes. Yeah. So I remember the one time they were reviewing Little Big Planet, and I mean, Little Big Planet doesn't have the most amazing graphics, nor did they at the time, but the graphics were solid and like good for the art style. And so the IGN article is like, wow. These graphics are incredible. These are like how impressive Toy Story's graphics were when they first came out. 8 out of 10. Like, what?
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
Then they famously when they did the last Pokemon. They famously get made fun of it for all the time now. But they gave it a low rating because they said there was too much water in the map, and it's just like, what the fuck? What? That's not a review.
That's not a review.
I'm sorry, you don't.
Doom, fuck it, start over.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like water. I understand, I guess, but what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, that's confusing.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a fun bunch.
Yeah, and then like I was like talking with my roommate. Well, the reason I started talking about how I was talking with my roommate was we were smoking and we were watching the newest episodes of Dragon Ball, or not the newest ones. We were just watching Dragon Ball Super together, and he was kind of just like catching me up on the series, which was a lot of fun. And I kind of want to watch Dragon Ball Z. That's it.
Jam says the newest one is an RPG. You play as Goku and others, and it's totally different than the others.
Oh, so that
cool.
shows how much I know. But that sounds cool. I would like to play as Goku, especially because he's not overpowered, like, because he's still not like the most powerful being in the world like he is by Dragon Ball Super.
I need to watch Dragon Ball. I've actually I've never watched it, and I'm surprised by myself that I haven't.
It's fun. I was talking to my roommate yesterday. He knows a lot more about what's up with Dragon Ball lately than I do. So I was asking him about Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is basically Dragon Ball Z, but they took out a lot of the filler episodes and they also shortened a lot of the screaming.
That's nice.
That's great.
Yeah. So if you were trying to get a quick catch up on the series, that might be the way to go. I might just watch the original anyway because I remember watching that with Zach in middle school before we got sick of the fact that they were still fighting Frieza after 80 episodes.
It was ridiculous.
I
can't believe I stuck through it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun show. I remember my friends used to make fun of me. They were like, "This is a dumb show. It's for babies." And I was just like, "Dude, a guy just got his stomach punched a hole through yesterday."
Yeah, Krillin died like a bitch, and it was awesome.
Yeah, he really did die like a little bitch. But then he got revived, and then they killed the kid who revived him. And then I think the kid who revived him, who got killed, then got revived too. I don't know, man.
Nobody dies. It's like Marvel.
Plead the Filth is in the chat now too.
What's up, Plead? Plead the Filth. Just to give a quick shout out to Plead the Filth. He runs a YouTube channel and Twitch channel called Hidden Pixel, where they do Let's Plays. They've recently done the Let's Play of the Final Fantasy VII remake. It's very funny, actually. I really enjoy their talking during it. And they also did a live DJ set a couple days ago, which I kind of caught the tail end of,
cool.
And it was very, very enjoyable. They did a good show. They capped it off with the South African coffin pallbearer dance keyboard. That was funny.
That's funny.
It was good stuff. But thank you, Plead the Filth, for joining in on the chat and for joining the show. Really appreciate it. And I'm glad people are here today.
It's great.
Jam says, I ended up really nerding out and watching it in Japanese with subtitles, which I respect that. I mean, I respect the hustle with that.
Some animes that way. I said I watch some of them that way. I have to be really. Yeah, One Punch Man.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
No, you're all good, but I have to be really into the show because otherwise, even with shows I really like, a lot of times I'm not looking at the screen every moment. And
someone say One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon and I watched One Punch Man together, and when I visited him in Michigan, and we watched it with the original Japanese voices with subtitles.
Yeah.
And then sorry, go ahead.
No, I just saying I seen both with the original Japanese and with the American dub, and I can't really say which one I like more because they're both really excellently done.
Yeah.
I watched. So we had just finished. This happened towards the end of the trip, but we had just finished the first season of One Punch Man, and then just to check it out, I replayed the first episode with the American or the English voices, and they first of all, apparently the one bad dude from Borderlands 3 is One Punch Man, but I also I wasn't as much of a fan as the English voices because there's just there's a magic to the nonchalance of Saitama's
Yeah, I think it was
voice
in
acting.
It was in the acting. That's why I liked it better too.
Yeah,
I really
like
the damn it.
yeah.
Like that was just very well delivered, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. About the.
Because
I felt that way about the Cowboy Bebop movie too. You know, I felt like the inflection with the Japanese language carries better over than just Steve Bloom being rough.
yeah, I remember you were telling me there's like a specific scene, and feel free to cut me off and tell the story yourself since this is your experience. But you were telling me how there's like these guys robbing a store, and the difference between the Japanese voices and the English voices is very different. Do you remember that? You telling me
Yeah,
that?
that was pretty concise, and basically what I said before.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, it just not to shit on Steve Bloom, or is that even the right voice actor?
No, that's him. It's Steve Bloom.
Okay. Not to shit on his work. Obviously, he's amazing, and he is Spike Spiegel to a lot of people. But I feel like in the movie, just listening between the two different dialogues, Spike Spiegel is a different character. They say the same things, but how they say them is completely different. And I feel like he has a little bit more passion and isn't as jaded as Steve Bloom makes him sound, even though that is Spike Spiegel's character. He's very brooding, but I don't know. In the scene where it's the opening scene that you described, and they're obviously doing a bounty of some sort, and it's these, punks robbing a convenience store in the city, and apparently, they were obviously staking out the robbers before they went in there with guns and everything like that, and apparently they counted the guys, but Jet miscounted because the one dude was going to the bathroom. And so Spike Spiegel's like, freaking out because he thought there were how many people, and Jet gave him the wrong number, and now they're in a Mexican standoff because of this miscalculation. And the other guy is just like, hey, I could just, shut up. I got an old lady right here. I have a gun pointed to her head, and Spike is just like, you take too long to take a shit, But in the American version, he doesn't really say it like that. He doesn't have that type of passion. He's just like, you take too long to take a shit.
And so that's the story I was trying to that's the story I was trying to kind of push you to say. But also I remember you telling me how like he so like, again, to steal your story from you, he's like pointing at all the guys. He's like, you do the thing, you do the thing, you do the thing, in the Japanese voices. And then when Steve Bloom's doing, he's kind of more like, you go do the thing, you go do the. It's like less hurried and like less in the moment because he's still kind of doing like the cool guy voice, Does that sound
too
familiar?
cool for school is how I describe it. It's too cool. It's too cool to a fault because you miss out on some other important character details that are more.
Yeah, there's a lot of characterization in how the character responds to a stressful situation instead of like, the sort of like cardboard flat.
Not even stressful. What I felt from the Japanese version was, this is their job. This is so commonplace. They do this shit. This is a Tuesday. This is a hold up to the robbers, which is a life or death situation that they take an old granny hostage. To Cowboy Bebop, to Jet and Spike, this is nothing. This is just another job, and that's where I felt, it's not stressful. He's just like, this is going wrong because of some stupid bullshit. It's the same as, not getting your coffee in the morning because you needed to go get gas. It's just a minor inconvenience that you get pissy about, and that's what I took from it. It's just.
It reveals a lot about.
You don't get that vibe in the American dub.
It reveals a lot more about the characters through the situation and the way they handle it than maybe you would if the character's just sort of doing the flat like, hi, I'm Spike Spiegel.
Plus, with any animation or even just a straight up movie, if different actor, it's gonna be an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna play the part differently, so you get a different voice in there, and it might make tonally feel like an entirely different thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And with One Punch Man, like, so the damn it. I thought that was like when we were watching the. I know the line you're talking about. That's like when he wakes up from his dream thinking he was getting his ass kicked, and he's actually like.
It's kind of a reoccurring.
Yeah, he does it a number of times.
That's what makes it so good.
So I guess I probably there's probably certain qualities in like the mimeticness of certain lines, like how like running jokes where like they repeat certain things over. Like I would probably get some more of that from certain lines if I was watching the English dub. But I remember us watching the show in the Japanese voices, and I was just like loving the fact that someone would be like, "I'm gonna kill you, One Punch Man," and then he'd be like, "All right."
Yeah. Oh.
I thought his like the lack of effort.
He's just bored.
Like, yeah, he was just bored as shit, and like he's barely even like breathing out of his mouth when he talks. And then like in the English voices, he's just kind of like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he sounds cool again. It's kind of the same thing that you guys are doing.
Yeah. Too cool for school.
Too cool for school. Jams. Oh, first of all, Plead Phil says, "Oh shucks, thanks for the pimping the hidden pixel or the nice word." I don't know. He's thankful for some of the things we've said about him.
Plug.
Yeah.
Plug. And Jam says Sword Art Online is what they started Japanese with. Now, does that mean you're learning, actively attempting to learn the Japanese language, or are you just saying that that's one of the first animes where you decided to listen to the Japanese voices and then realized maybe that was a preferable experience? And have you guys ever watched one, Sword Art Online?
I haven't heard of it.
I have, yes.
You want to tell us about that show a little bit, Zach?
Yeah, I liked it a lot because I don't know if you guys are aware of the premise. It's a very interesting premise.
I think I am. It's kind of like a you die in the game, you die for real situation.
Yeah, so basically, this game developer who's huge, and think of Oculus Rift as the primary form of entertainment in this culture. He basically has it so that it's hooked up to your brain, and in your game you're trapped. So your parents can't remove your helmet. All the kids who are still alive are eventually moved to a hospital and put on feeding tubes or something like that, because if you remove the headset, you're frying your brain. And it's the same principle when you die. And if you die in the game, it fries your brain, so you're just completely dead. So this game developer trapped all these kids or adults, young adults, in a game world where it's basically World of Warcraft, except it's Japanese World of Warcraft. There you go. And of course, there's a love story that feels like it's kind of shoehorned in, but it's also not, and that it gets pretty good as far as love stories goes. I'm not a big fan of like romance in my action shows, but it's good too because I like the main character, even though he's kind of edgy. I related in the sense that when I'm playing, especially an MMO type game or most online games, I prefer to play solo and go out on quests on my own, and I don't, in Stalker, I don't go with the rest of the guys on the mission. I just kind of sneak around by myself, and he does that, and he gets all the best loot because he beats these bosses when he's solo, and that's how you do it. You gotta be, get good, pussy. Get good.
So now,
so the kid gets good, and he gets the girl, and that's it. Yeah, it's
that's
pretty.
I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So one thing I do want to say I do know about that game is no, actually you said it all. We pretty much covered everything I know about that game.
You're welcome.
Jams says that it's their first anime that they, I think.
Nice.
Or
I haven't watched a lot either.
When they say first anime, I since it was in response to my question, I just want to try and get to the bottom. Is it the first anime you've watched, or is it the first anime you've watched in subtitles? We're really grilling you.
Oh, there's an incest love story. There's a whole incest bit too, or not incest. There's no actual incest, but basically the sister loves her brother, and it's hilarious because they're like, if I remember correctly, they were like stepbrother or sister, so it's that weird fetish thing that
we were talking about. Brandon and I have talked about this before. We can probably talk about this a little bit.
You daydreamed about your parents getting divorced and remarrying so that you have a hot stepsister and you want to bang her?
No.
We were talking about how like Brandon and I have talked about a lot of stuff just off the show, obviously, because we're very good friends, and we were talking about like what's the draw of all of that weird incest porn that's on like Pornhub and stuff like that, and we both pretty much agree it's two factors. One, it's because whenever you have incest porn in a porn, Generally, it's a threesome because it's moms teach teens, hot moms, the babysitter files, or whatever the fuck. And then also the one that we think is probably more accurate is the ease.
Yeah, I think that's it. Cause
ease of getting
The
the sex.
accessibility.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of people.
True.
It's a bunch of sad, lonely people in there going like, oh, if I had a sister who'd fuck me, then I'd get laid. Like it's sex in the house, you know. It's like party there. You don't have
Sex
to go
in the
out.
house.
I think that's it. Not to kink
think
shame
that's-
anyone, but I mean, you know, if you're gonna, that's a good
I'm
one
gonna
to
king
shame.
shame incest. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, obviously, but you know.
Alabama looking at you.
Yeah.
No,
guys,
obviously
come on, man.
straight up incest. I'm talking like, you know, they even in the things always like somebody has to throw out the line that we're not actually related, and then it just continues on.
Yeah, I saw. I saw. I shouldn't talk about the Flash actually, but Bam says it's their first anime they've watched with subtitles.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
There you
That's
go.
a lot of things. And so Zach, when you've watched Sword Art Online, have you watched it with or without subtitles?
Oh, to be honest with you, I don't even remember. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not remember. I'm not super picky about that. It's just I'm the type of person that I can totally notice the difference between the two versions if I do see it. But it,
Yeah.
For the longest time, my only way of seeing One Punch Man was original Japanese dub.
Yeah, same. Like the first
No subs.
the English like dub or whatever wasn't available when I first watched it, and I'm kind of glad I watched it that way because I could see myself going for the other one, but I liked it more
It's
anyway.
easier. Yeah, it's super easier to talk, but of course, like Gurren Lagann, I've seen with the English stuff, and if I go back and watched it with the Japanese dub, I don't know, I probably wouldn't, I don't know, I'm not picky when it comes to seeing it the first time, especially with the classics,
Yeah.
but, I guess if that's something you're into, I'd recommend watching it both times with different versions, but
Yeah.
that's just to get the full experience, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm one of those folks who I like kind of get peeking behind the curtain enough where I will totally watch some. Like I've watched Fight Club with all 4 commentary tracks, so I will totally watch a show twice just to see what the difference is between the dubs and the subs. I'm totally that guy. Speaking of isekai, and so Sword Art Online is considered an isekai anime. That means you are the main character is transported through a portal to a new world, and that's like the premise of the anime. So, one thing I saw sort of relating to that recently, which has really inspired me. I'm gonna post this on the blank canvas real quick. If it'll let me.
We doing a new drawing now?
Yeah,
Did
So
we
we-
save the last one?
I saved it.
I watched him save it on the.
Okay.
On the
I
screen.
save it all.
I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back.
All right.
He's taking a poo.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
this is the thing I saw relating to isekai animes recently. I believe one of these drawings on
Oh, yeah.
Sword Art Online. So, like-
I like that they aren't just animes, obviously.
Yeah. So we talked before about the meme where it's like, what's a kaiju? And then like the rebel on both spectrums for the what's a kaiju graph is Vanellope Bloom from B-Movie is a kaiju, which I
What's this?
love. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I love the idea of framing shows under these sort of unrelated genres.
Right.
Saying that Clifford the Big Red Dog is a kaiju is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Kaiju, yeah, it's hilarious. Or saying that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is an isekai.
So, what's the definition of an isekai? Is it just a fish out of water story? Because there's a million of those.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna
basically.
repost the graph. It's basically isekai strictly means
Fish out
through
of
the
no,
portal.
yeah, that's very concise. Is fish out of water.
So isekai
exactly
literally
how it is.
translates in English to through the portal.
Okay.
So you go.
So I don't know if I would include Fresh Prince, although I think it's hilarious that they did.
Well, if you consider the Latin word for portal is porta,
taxi.
which is a Latin word, or the word portal comes from the Latin word port or porta or something like that, which means door. So a portal is really just a door, if you really boil it down to the thing. So
Right.
really, when Will Smith entered the doors of a taxi cab, that was his portal.
I will allow it, but if you're gonna say that, there's 10 million fish out of water stories. It's probably the most popular plot there is in the world
100%.
for writing stories. But it's still hilarious that it's in this list with the others.
Yeah. So I just love that. So I've actually been drawing a series of drawings. I haven't gotten very far in them because of my computer exploding, but
Right.
I've been drawing these drawings where I'm doing an anime open. I'm doing like 8 panels, 2 panels per drawing of what the Fresh Prince anime opening would look like.
I love it.
It's not anything I'm anywhere close to finishing, but it's something.
Oh my gosh, plead the filth.
What?
Just donated towards the Ian's new computer fund. We're on our way.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
He's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
He's a really good guy. Honestly, like one of the best people I've met. He's just a really good, genuine person. Very funny, very caring. He's I can't say enough nice things about Fleet the Film.
And
I'm trying to avoid saying people's real names when they're on the thing because I don't want to like accidentally dox anybody.
And to anybody else watching the show, you've heard how nice a compliment that was. You will get the same if you donate some cash. We'll say how good of a person you are. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to take away from. I know I'm not taking away from that. I was just being a dick.
No, I agree. I've said a lot of nice things about a lot of people who have popped in and out. It's just because, I choose to spend my time with people who I like a lot, and
It's a good.
I like people.
I like people, which it's unfortunate because right now you're not allowed to hang out with anyone. You're not supposed
I haven't
to.
played D&D with Plead since this whole quarantine happened. It's fucked up.
Well, no. Eventually.
Eventually.
But that's awesome. We're on our way.
Yeah.
I
Seriously,
can
thank you so much.
taste your new computer already.
Tastes like plastic. So, if you guys were an anime, well, that's what we're drawing right now. I think Zach's drawing his anime. You're drawing.
I'm trying to fish out of water story.
Oh, I get it. I love it. Okay, keep that up. Shit, I don't know what to draw now. I feel like you guys have tackled. I'm gonna draw a guy with a big sword. While we're talking about anime, let's make this an anime. Well, first of all, Jam says you don't even know who I am, and you were saying nice things about me. So I think Brandon was spot on. Donate and get praise.
That's right. I feel like that's a fair precedent. We will definitely, we'll say nice things about you.
I mean, if you support our dreams, we're more than happy to support you and your dreams and all that stuff. So, again, thank you, Jams. Thank you, Plead.
I'll support their dreams with a nice solid hooray.
Hip hip!
Hooray!
There we go.
Hooray! Okay, it doesn't work. There's too much delay.
Yeah, we need to get that internet speed either tightened up, or we need to get a DrawBomb studio we can do all the shows in. Someday.
One day.
What's your guys'
Speaking of
favorite?
anime, Ian,
Yeah.
you need to watch Akira.
Oh yeah, it's great, and the animation's awesome.
Here, I'm gonna draw
He's
myself.
never seen it, and it's like,
I know.
Damn.
We've talked about it before. I'm probably guilty of a lot of things that you would be like. I haven't seen hardly anything anime wise, so I'm probably guilty of a lot too.
I'm not about to shame you for what you have and haven't
Do it.
seen, but I've told Ian to watch this a million times. I have it on DVD and on Prime, but he
I
never
also
wants
have
to
it on
watch it.
DVD.
I think it's on Hulu.
DVD. Shit, this I have
Ian,
no
you
excuse.
need to get on that shit, boy.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I believe it's on Hulu.
It is so fantastic, and I believe that
great.
it deserves all the hype that it.
Yeah, when I finally watched it. Funny enough, the day I watched
Yeah, I
it,
was
this
about to
is
say.
totally coincidence. I found out after the fact but the day I watched it, it was the day it takes place in the movie. They list the date in like the first scene. Total coincidence. I found out like 2 days later.
Oh my god, that would have blown my mind.
I know. It's pretty strange. But
So good. Damn.
I finally watched it, and I was like, even like in the first like 10 minutes, I'm just like, oh shit, why haven't I watched this? This is beautiful.
Yeah. First time I ever watched it, I was really baked. And,
That's probably good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was great. It was so good. And that, you know, I feel like it nails something that I told Ian this before, but I might as well just spread it now because I think it's
Now's your chance.
relevant. A big thing that a lot of animations miss out on is kind of like the impact of violence. You know, so you see some animes or action cartoons, and they treat death so
Cavalier.
It's meaningless. The
Mhm.
life is nothing, and you can see people get blown up and killed and shot the fuck up, and you don't really care. But Akira was the first time I was watching a movie or an animation, and somebody gets shot and they die, and I'm like, wow, that guy is fucking dead, and they are never coming back.
Right.
They are perforated with machine gun rounds. They are bleeding. Their blood is out of their body. There's not a drop left inside of their body.
Yeah, they've been drained.
They got shot in the head a couple times. You know, I'm pretty sure their brains just sitting on the floor in the mash. You know, they are dead. There is no Marvel Disney magic that can bring them back. And if they are, it's gonna be some freaky monkey's paw bullshit. So.
Speaking of the Disney magic shit, do you guys remember watching Princess and the Frog?
Yeah, I actually just watched it like a couple weeks ago.
No shit, really?
I've seen it before, but I just watched it again.
Oh man, I watched it freshman year of college because my one good friend was like a big fan of it because it was like the last 2D animated movie Disney would ever like put out. So they showed it to me, and then I remember there's this scene in the end of Princess and the Frog. There's like this bug character who's like this Asian, like, oh hey there, how's it going? And he's like,
I think I know I might know what you're about to say because me and Morgan both like were shocked at the scene.
So like the bad guy steps on the bug.
Yes.
and like then like sorry, go ahead.
No, it's your story to tell. I'm sorry, I just.
I want to hear what you're gonna.
I will say my thing after you're done. Go ahead.
Okay. So like the bad guy steps on the bug, and what you see is you see his foot coming towards the bug, and then you just see, I think what it is you see the bad guy's smile as he like, you hear like a crunch noise, and then like it cuts to the next scene, and like in freshman year I was just like, holy shit, did Disney like just hardcore kill that guy? And then like 3 scenes later he shows up in a wheelchair and he like drifts off as a ghost into the sky like the fucking Star Wars movies or whatever. But I was kind of like, before he shows up in his like little wheelchair all hurt and stuff, I was like, if they had just crushed that bug and that would have been the end of it, I would have been like, most hardcore death in a Disney movie since like throwing people off of buildings, man. Like that dude got crushed.
So me and Morgan were both reacted the same way because so this is a Disney movie and it's like princess movie, so there's like it follows the whole musical track where they break into song every. Oh, by the way, Rabinostra just started following us. Thanks for joining. New follower.
I know who.
You're
I know who that
I
is.
don't know
Thank you so much.
Hey, you got you're a good guy. You're a good person. Good gal. Whoever you are, you're great. You're smart. We love you.
Rabinostra is actually legitimately a very good person.
I know. That's what I was just saying.
Oh, wow. he just messaged me on Discord saying it's me.
All right. Anyways, I want to mention this. So we were just shocked because so this is this character that's like dancing and singing with everybody else, and then a bad guy comes up to it and steps on him. When it steps on him, there's just this loud, like somebody did Foley work of like stepping on like some. It's like this loud crunch, and it's like, oh my god, like you understand when you step on a bug and it crunches, that's because it's like exploding, and it's like it's like all the crunch you hear is everything. Not to get gross, but like everything basically exploding inside of it. And I'm like, they just did that to like a cute Disney character. It kills him. I mean, he shows up for a second, but he's all like broken and bent, and then he like fades off in like 5 seconds later.
He does the Anakin Skywalker or the Obi-Wan
No, he just-
where he like.
I think he just kind of closes his eyes, and then he shows up in the sky because he's like in love with
Fucking
that.
croaks.
He's
He shows up in the sky as
a
like
star.
a bunch of stars or something.
Yeah, because he's a lightning bug.
Look, Jonathan!
Yeah.
You can poop in heaven all you want!
Wait, do you think you have to poop in heaven, or do you just never poop again? There's probably somebody out there that likes pooping though, and they don't want
I
that
like
taken away
pooping.
from them.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't.
If
don't like
heaven's anything I imagine it to be, if for how much ass I'm gonna be eating, I'm gonna be shitting a whole lot too, if you know what I mean.
Hey, ew.
You just lied. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I think Ian's computer fund just went down into the negatives.
Hey, Ian, fuck you.
Oh man.
Oh, shucks. But I think so. It's semi-related at the most.
To pooping in heaven?
You guys remember when the official Harry Potter Twitter account posted how wizards poop?
No.
They, please tell me it's a spell that they just like poop it out, like they just. Like,
I'm so excited to hear this.
Shitto excavato, and they
Zach,
just poop
wouldn't you
their
believe it
mouths.
that you are exactly right?
Oh my god, are you serious?
They don't say what the words they say are, but the Harry Potter Twitter account. This is like
Well, yeah, I don't
8
want to
years
make
after the
myself
last.
shit.
This is like 8 years after the last Harry Potter book has come out. And they're just like, hey, fun fact, wizards don't have toilets, they simply just say magic and the poop goes somewhere.
Do they teleport it out of their lower intestine, or does it like, do they go like Alakazam, and then it just like drops on the ground next to them? Like, or does it actually go somewhere? Do they remove it from this dimension, or does it go to some poor sap's house that just happens to be like where all the wizard poop shows up?
The Twitter account phrased it where it sounded like this poop was all just showing up in some undisclosed location where like
God.
some farmer just keeps showing up going like, what the hey?
My fields are happy, but I sure ain't.
Oh
There's
god!
some sort of wizard septic tank hidden somewhere in the sky, and when the last wizard dies, it's just gonna fall and land wherever it is floating over.
Can't they just shoot it into space? You know.
Yeah, like Jake.
The wizards don't have that type of technology. They got shitty old.
Wizards
They-
can't go to space.
Wizards aren't allowed to use space. The atmosphere is too dense for magic to pass through. Everyone knows.
You're
right.
fucking with the lores. You're fucking with the lore.
The Twitter account for some reason felt like it needed to clarify who.
It's like somebody still had the password to the account, and they were just like, fuck it, this will be funny.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
Like
even
years
know what-
after.
The entire Twitter like community was like, why did you feel like you needed to tell us?
You haven't told us any of the other science behind Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Why is this one that you felt we needed to know?
Also, as a lot of people pointed out, Moaning Myrtle died in a bathroom. What the fuck does that Twitter account even feel like?
Yeah, why do they have a bathroom?
Yeah, they like I mean, to be fair, that bathroom was used as a secret entrance to the Chamber of Secrets.
Right, but this was just before they figured out that magic.
I mean, what? Like, you don't learn magic until you go to Hogwarts or you go whatever, like, regional school of wizarding that you go to. So, like, apparently in a wizard's lifetime, you poop from age 0 to 12, and then after that, you're just like, ah! Oh.
Do you ever, like, if you don't have your wand nearby, then you just go, I guess I'll do it the old-fashioned way?
I mean, well, the thing is, like, they set it up in the Harry Potter books where, like, some people are just like, I've used magic for so long, I don't even know how to cook for myself anymore. The pots and pans always do it for me anyway. So I feel like they would just end up crapping themselves because they'd be like, oh, I forgot.
Millennial wizards must be the worst. Imagine what those articles, those clickbait articles must look like.
Harry
Check
Potter
out
is a
what this
millennial
movie
wizard.
picture
Can't even boil water. Doesn't want to use the spell. Say the magic word to boil water. They're
5
killing
magic
the
weight
planting
loss.
industry.
5 magic weight loss tips that this moving picture doesn't want you to know. Speaking of which, how much of your mental energy have you guys ever devoted to just wondering the logistics behind the moving pictures in the Harry Potter universe?
You know, it makes a lot of questions. I feel like they're just fancy holograms.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so I feel like we talked about this in a previous episode. I don't know why. Maybe I just complained about this subject a lot. But they establish in the universe that like these pictures have thoughts and feelings and stuff. Like they straight up get answers for some of their mysteries from some of the paintings in Hogwarts. Harry straight up like has a picture of his parents that like wave at him but don't talk to him, but they like root him on and like
really shitty.
Yeah,
I know,
shitty
right? Parents. What the
There's,
fuck,
like-
mom and dad?
they like mention how like, oh, there's a picture of Albus Dumbledore, but he's out of his frame doing stuff, and then like they find him talking to a different picture like down the hallway or something like that. Like,
so it's like another dimension.
yeah, it's like a weird picture dimension. So like, I just have so many questions about like. I don't know. I could go on for like literally forever, being like, but how does this work? How does that work?
Well,
you get it.
Check pooping off the list. We know how that one works.
My one friend and I came to the conclusion that
Ian has one friend. How fucking sad is that?
I only have one friend.
Got him.
Also, just real quick, Rabinaster says Millennial Wizards is a great band name. And I should also mention that Rabinaster and I actually went to I don't even know if I'm saying your name right, dude. I'm so sorry if I'm not. But we actually went to a concert together one time a few years ago for a band called Harry and the Potters.
I like that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good concert actually. It was really fun. It was, if you can imagine, it was a band of guys who dressed up like every single one of them dressed up like Harry Potter, and then they sang like songs related to the Harry Potter universe. I went because the tickets were $25, and you know I like to drink. But it was a fun time, and a bunch of other bands were actually playing too. That I also like. It was like a 5-band lineup of like different YouTube famous bands. Like Hank Green was the presenter and stuff like that. It was a cool show. So that's funny that we're talking about Harry Potter, and he just happens to be in the chat because we have a little bit of a Harry Potter history as friends together. Oh yeah, but my one friend and I once decided that a code word that wizards will say to each other to identify if they are members of the gay community is, "Are you Apostle Tongue?" Because he speaks snake. We just thought that was a very funny joke.
I just like that there's no response.
No joke.
Just silence. And the crowd goes mild.
Nobody cares.
Hooray!
Yeah, hooray!
Stuff stories, bro.
So how do we take back hooray? What are those necessary steps?
Well, anytime somebody breaks the Geneva Convention, we should go, hooray! This week, America has launched white phosphorus missiles into the Gaza Strip. Hooray! No, we shouldn't do that joke, actually.
Donald Trump weaponizes the boat of old people and sends them to Kuwait.
There's already too many people in this country that do yell hooray for that stuff, so we don't need to add to it.
They say yeehaw.
That's
Get your shit together.
You're not wrong.
You're right. How could we have been so blind?
You guys fucking suck.
I know.
How do you guys like my Akira monster?
I like it. Is that a DrawBomb tumor?
Since I haven't seen Akira, I don't know how this at all relates to the plot. I just know that people refer to.
It's a pretty.
I just know that apparently there's some body horror in there.
Yeah, but not that kind of body horror.
I mean, at the end, there kind of is.
But not with plants.
True.
What? Oh yeah, I guess I did have a tree
Opposite.
going.
Plants.
How big
So
of a fan
anyways,
of?
we started blasting.
I started blasting. Have you guys? Are you guys a big fan of the body horror genre?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure I've seen enough.
I'm very particular when it comes to my brand of horror. I mean, like The Thing, fucking love it. A++.
Great movie.
Plus movie. Definitely body horror. I would say strictly
100%.
body horror with a little bit of science fiction horror, but just mostly, body horror.
Yeah, and paranoia.
Well, yeah, but But you know, I feel like if it were in less skilled hands or if it were approached differently, I would not like it. You know, it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
really depends. I'm very finicky on it.
I.e.,
I'm curious.
the Thing remake.
Yeah, didn't they make a Thing remake? I was just about to say. Like,
Unfortunately,
Like,
yes.
Like 2007, right?
Yeah, something like that. Either way, it's
Have
bad.
you seen it? It's bad.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's also one of those early CGI movies where they did a lot of things in CGI.
No.
And they also, because it's a reboot, they kind of changed it up a little bit. Like there's a lot of fighting on like an alien ship and stuff. It's
Oh, come on.
I know. Well, yeah, exactly. It didn't need to happen, especially for something that's so partially famous because of its original effects. Like, why remake it in CGI? That's like seems like a bummer.
And
it
I was
was.
about to say, like one of the most amazing scenes from the original Thing is when that dude's head pops off of himself and like, well, first of all, grows the giant neck, and then it's just the
effects
gross
are awesome.
body. It's so good.
And it's all traditional, which is like it's just whoever made that, like the people responsible for the practical effects in that, like they probably
Nailed
like
it.
changed the genre because like it's so they just
Cronenberg.
nailed it. Oh, did he do that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
Was that Cronenberg? Really?
pretty sure.
I didn't know it was.
Someone look it up.
I'm
I
looking
will.
right now.
Even though I'm the one making the claim, somebody else do the work for me. Fuck.
I'm
Shit.
looking at it. The pinnacle artist Randall William Cook. It was artists Rick Baker, Rob Botton, Alec Gillis, Tom Woodruff Jr., Tom Savini, Stan Winston, who is known for many monster things, including the monster designs in the video game The Suffering Act.
Yeah, Cronenberg mostly directed stuff. He didn't really like do
I
it.
guess I suck.
Well, I mean, I believed
It's
it when
kinda
you
on
said
the
it
same line.
because it's very like it's close. Like you could have
No,
done
I'm
that.
just saying I suck because I don't feel like coloring the rest of this picture.
Oh, well, that's fine. That happens a lot. I don't plan. We can move on to the next thing.
I'm happy to move on.
I'm gonna save this real quick.
I'm down. Be sure to save this.
Oh, I save it all.
He saved it all.
Oh, good.
He saved it all on
Man after my own
UHF.
heart.
It's true.
So, Stan Winston. Actually, I know I keep like segueing us into new conversations, but what's your? I guess you're right. But what's your guys' favorite monster designs in like a Thing?
Well, that's a really like open-ended question. Are we
I know,
talking
but-
video games? Are we talking like? Because I have so many memorable experiences with just like from Resident Evil 4, those things with the spikes, the Iron Maidens, to Shin Godzilla.
Noisy thingies.
So it really depends on. You need to refine that question just to.
Well, no, I think this is the conversation I'm happy to have. It can be video games, it can be like movies. Like, what are just? It doesn't have to be your favorite because obviously it's hard to quantify. And in my opinion, I've found so many things I like over the years that sometimes it's hard to choose a favorite, and it's just things that sort of stick out in my head.
Yeah.
But like, what are just some monsters that stick out? In your
Does
head?
it have to be monsters, or can it just be spooks? Like spooky times?
That's a
you got
monster, isn't it?
No, it doesn't have to be a monster. Just like times you got spooked.
Let's keep it confined to monsters, Zach. You were just complaining this is too broad.
Well, I was gonna say because I like kind of like the subversion of expectations. So like my favorite time things are spooky would be, like Treehouse of Horror or SpongeBob Halloween episodes. Like things that you're not expecting to be spooky that gets a little spooky and it makes the spooky more spooky because you're like the piano in Super Mario 64. You're already in a little bit of a spooky level and you're playing a Mario game and all of a sudden a piano comes to life and it has teeth and it's trying to bite you. Yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
what scared me as a
spooky.
kid.
But that's like that. Those examples aren't necessarily.
How about just like
monster?
your favorite monster in the most basic design? It doesn't necessarily have to be even scariest, but like it could be your favorite design or like.
Yeah.
We just going for rubber suit monsters?
Sure. That's.
Oh my God, Zach, pick a monster.
Okay, fuck, Ian. God damn.
I hate it when you guys fight. I don't know what my answer would be.
So
I'm sure I could think about it. It's hard for me to come up with it on the spot.
I'm drawing one of my favorite monster designs. So we were talking about Stan Winston from The Thing. I'm drawing one of my favorite monster designs right now, which I mentioned he did the monster designs. No, I mentioned he did the monster designs for the video game The Suffering. Which for the uninitiated, The Suffering is an interesting PlayStation 2 era horror game that came out. You're this guy named Torque, that's his nickname, which is a dumb nickname for a prisoner. But anyway, you're Torque. And what was that?
That's a very real name for a prisoner. I guarantee there's a few Torques out there might be listening right now that are offended by your statement.
Shout out to all the Torques! The Torque is sent to this prison called Abbott State Penitentiary or whatever. It's like off of like some island isolated by itself off of New York. But you're sent there because you're accused of killing your wife and 2 kids. Now, the game starts out, you don't know if you actually did it or not, and what happens is the ending of whether you did kill your family or not is based on your actions in the game. If you kill like the other fellow prisoners, if you're a bad guy, if you torture the ghosts, etc., etc. So the game all takes place on you trying to escape this prison that's just being overrun by monsters. It's a really fun game. It's actually pretty scary sometimes. Stan Winston was the guy who designed all the monsters in this game, and what they did was all of the monster designs are based on types of executions that people have done throughout history.
Oh, that's cool.
So like the very first enemies you fight are like these creatures. They kind of look like mannequins that are like attached with like metal braces, like their limbs are all like attached to their body, and like their heads are like suspended by like this metal neck brace, and like they're supposed to be representative of people who have died from beheadings. And the guy I'm drawing right now, I'm going to post his picture in a little bit. He's called the Marksman, and he's based on monsters that are, or the monsters are based on people who were, like, the prison used to be a POW camp, so, like, there was a few people who were shot at the firing, what's the word?
The firing squad.
Firing squad, thank you. So that like there's people who were killed by like firing squad in this when it was a POW camp. So like these monsters, I'm gonna post a picture. It's just such a cool character design. It's so cool.
He looks like a Ninja Turtle, so I'm gonna draw him eating a pizza.
Yeah, that's Raphael, who's mad because they forgot to cut holes in his mask.
Yes, exactly. God,
damn it, Donnie!
So this is him. He's the marksman, and so what he is, he's blindfolded because he was killed by firing squad. He's got like this growth in his back that's got a bunch of guns in it, and the guns are all like chameleonized. They can point in any direction, and then they fire at you when you're like running around and stuff. But it's just like such a cool monster design. Like I think the blindfold really kind of sells it because of like its connotation with the firing squad. It's just a very cool monster that I think is.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I'm not really able to come up with anything right now. I don't know. It's just like I'm very interested in like character design, especially monsters. But I can't think of any right now that I would say are my favorite.
It doesn't have to be a favorite. But
I can't really pick a favorite.
No need to pick up. Like the Marksman's not necessarily my favorite. It's just because I read.
Pick a favorite right now. I'm sorry.
We can't pick a favorite. We just said Ian.
Stop.
Guys, like what I'm trying to say is that like you don't have to like. It doesn't. Okay, I get it. Okay, fine.
If I think of one, I'll say it, but I don't know.
Alright. I like monsters though. I think it's cool stuff.
There was some movie recently that came out on Netflix. The movie was not good. I don't feel like maybe somebody would disagree with me, but anyways, it had this. I forget what it's called, but it had this monster design that I was like really impressed with.
What was it?
It was called like what was that called? You know what I'm talking about, I think. It's like these dudes go out to the woods for like.
The
ritual.
woods.
The ritual.
The ritual, yeah. I really liked the design of that monster. It was cool. Like it was like the one thing that I was like into about that, but.
I thought the monster design was really cool and creative in that movie. I thought the opening scene where the dude gets beaten to death with the metal pipe was also pretty intense. I also thought that the wooden sort of like twig sculpture that they run into in the beginning of the movie was one of the more cool visual aspects of that movie. I'm gonna put a picture of that too.
Yeah, the design was good. I just yeah, I don't remember being that like super psyched about the movie itself, but I liked the monster design was really cool.
Here is that monster from the statue from the ritual. Sorry, I just posted over your thing, but it's like made of like basically like dry brush and like.
It didn't really work. Oh, there we go. Oh, that it's really big.
So kind of more of like a folk horror type of vibe.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
it is too. Like it's like.
It's based on like Nordic folk horror.
I love it.
But the monster, monster's cool as hell, and like it
really cool.
has two different like poses. Like it has like. So it almost looks like a deer, but like its head is like another creature like coming off.
Yeah.
It's really cool looking.
It's really like you kind of see it walking around sometimes in the movie. Like they'd like all the friends would be like, "Gosh, I hope we get out of this woods soon." And then they'd walk off camera, and then like something that you thought was a tree would just like walk away in the background, and you'll be like, "Oh, the monster was there the whole time." And was that a giant deer?
This
and
is
then
like
you actually get to see the monster part of it. It's very.
It's like one in like out of like 1,000 times that they've actually finally showed the monster that they've been like hyping up, and I'm finally like, oh cool. Normally I'm like, oh, like as soon as I see it, I'm like, well, this movie sucks now because my imagination did a way better job than they did.
Yeah.
Yup. That's why the book is always better.
Yeah.
When it comes to especially the horror genre.
So kind of going along those lines of movies. Speaking of another thing. It's a movie, it's not the best movie I've seen, but I was actually pleasantly surprised with the movie. So I'm going to post a picture of this monster in a little bit. So, this movie came out on Netflix 2 years ago, called Before I Wake. And what it is this kid, now there's actually an interesting backstory behind the movie too. I'm going to try and breeze past that, but the movie was supposed to come out in 2016. The movie publisher dropped out, and then Netflix picked up the movie and said, like, we'll publish your movie exclusively on our platform, and we'll call it a Netflix exclusive, and it'll come out in 2018. So I saw trailers for this movie 2 years before I ever actually saw it released. So it's called Before I Wake, and it's about this kid. He's an orphan, but they explain why he's an orphan in the movie.
I know why people are orphans.
These parents have, like, their kid dies tragically in the beginning of the movie, and then they adopt this kid, and then the kid has dreams, and then whenever the kid dreams, the dreams manifest themselves in the house. So, like, the one time he's dreaming of butterflies, and, like, these parents are like, oh my god, there's these beautiful glowing butterflies throughout our house, what's happening? And then, like, the one time the kid dreams of the parents' son who has passed away, and this throws the mom for a trip. The mom tries to drug the kid so he stays asleep. It's a whole thing. But eventually the kid starts dreaming up monsters. And that's where, like, obviously the movie really takes off, is when the kid's dreaming up these monsters. And I'm going to get into spoiler territory here.
Oh, is it worth watching, or?
I do not care.
I think it's...
Go ahead. I'm cool with it. You told me about it before, and I still haven't watched it, so...
If you don't want spoilers for a movie that came out 2 years ago and was originally made by 2016,
then fuck you.
I will tell you all when. Just come back in like 5 minutes or something like that. But so this is the monster. I'm gonna post it over everyone's drawings again. I'm really sorry, guys. This is just the best way I know how to do this. So this is the monster in the movie. And when you see it and you see it move around, they actually reveal it pretty early, like by halfway into the movie. But it animates and moves so cool that it's actually not annoying. I'm just like, I'm not afraid of the monster when I'm watching the movie, but I think it's so visually cool that I'm happy that it's on the screen.
I want to see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, I want to see it solely for the design aspect.
Yeah, I've heard really good things in the screenshots.
Those books were my childhood.
Yeah, we used to read them a lot too.
They picked the scariest ones.
Yeah. And so just to kind of tell you guys, do you want me to explain the monster? It's actually got a cool backstory to the monster in the movie too.
Before you go to that, something I thought was interesting is, like you said, it's not necessarily the scariest looking thing, but it's also like feels like something a kid might think up.
Right, like it's a situation where, like, they hype up this monster and then you see it and you're not angry about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's rare. Very rare. So the monster in the movie, the kid keeps referring it as the canker monster, and, like, the monster just keeps eating people. Like, it'll, like, absorb them into the monster. And then what you find out eventually is that the mom like reads this kid's journal, like what he wrote in his orphanage or whatever, and like the canker monster is actually representative of cancer.
Oh.
Because he saw his mom get withered away and like become so skeletal like the monster in the movie. Oh shit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so like
I got to see it again.
Yeah, the monster is supposed to be representative of the horrors of watching a loved one wither away to cancer, which I thought was actually not only a cool monster design, but also a solid backstory for the monster. And then they never explain why the kid's dreams become real, which they answer everything else but that, which I think is the smart way to go.
Yeah.
So I thought it just made for a really cool backstory for that monster design that I thought was also very solid.
I'm always a little annoyed when a movie takes, like a 90-minute movie takes 30 minutes to try to explain the science behind their, like, it's a fantastical thing. It's like, I've already accepted that I'm watching a monster movie. Like, you don't have to explain how it works in science. Like I'm not watching this.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you were finishing. I didn't mean to.
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, if I'm watching something where that I'm totally willing to suspend my disbelief for, you know, you don't have to explain it. If I'm watching like a horror movie, like a one based in with like a, you know, Freddy or Jason or something like obviously I'm okay with not accepting how this would happen in the real world. You don't need to explain the science behind it. It's just a weird, scary thing that happened, and nobody knows how or it exists. That's why it's scary in this world.
Yeah, it's the unknown.
When it's not explained.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say.
It just feels like a waste of breath.
Yeah. Horror, fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it's, you know, there is no explanation to it. That's why it's so scary. You know, otherwise I'd be at work today, and now I'm trying to save my life. You know, fuck. I don't need an explanation. I don't want science to tell me.
Oh, yeah, it's having issues.
Discord was having some issues earlier. I'm not sure if, I mean, obviously this is also apparently a Twitch issue.
Uh-huh.
But
yeah, well.
Says we're still going. Here's hoping. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Jam says Demogorgon was an interesting looking monster.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Yeah, we should be back up now, I think.
One sec. Zach is... Hold on. I never gave him a... Hold on. Hello? Zach. Zach, you are on the show. Alright, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
whatever. He'll come back when he's back.
So you've seen the Demi... I haven't watched, actually.
You watch Stranger Things?
I have not watched
nice.
Stranger Things yet.
It's pretty solid.
I've watched the first 3 episodes with my old roommates when the show first came out, but I never got like my ex didn't really want to watch that show, so we never watched it.
Gotcha.
She didn't really want to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's
Zach,
pretty good.
you're on the show.
What?
Oh,
What's the issue? Why are you yelling to him?
Hello?
Hello! Welcome back.
Hello!
We are on the air again.
Hey, I got kicked off the air and then I had to get a drink, so.
Right. Naturally.
Where did my drop pile go? My drop pile just
mine
crapped
just
out.
Crapped out too. What is going on?
What?
Oh no, it stopped working.
Zach and I were having some issues last night or this morning where Discord disconnected us for no reason because I guess the servers were down. Maybe the internet is experiencing issues at large.
I'm gonna throw the
internet has the coronavirus.
Apparently.
Oh no.
I threw the show starts soon thing up while I get everything.
I know,
back.
that's a little on the nose. I should dial it back. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Zach. We don't care. We've made a lot of coronavirus jokes in the show.
Yeah,
So
I think this.
So anyways, folks, while we wait for this show to get fixed, Demogorgon. How would you rate the Demogorgon in terms of visuals?
I think it's pretty awesome. It's like I'm trying to think how to describe it. I don't know. It's like it's humanoid, but it's also like I thought it was good. And it's got like kind of almost like a plant-like head. It's like some kind of like carnivorous plant-looking thing.
Like a Venus
head.
flytrap sort of thing?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's got like flaps. And that's what I look for in a monster. Flaps.
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, the room should be back open.
Okay.
Unfortunately, those
And
drawings
while-
are gone, so I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I've
That's
never had
okay,
that
I
happen
wasn't
before.
invested in that last one.
Well,
It's a new one.
Alright, let me be right back. I'm gonna grab a beer, and then we'll continue.
And we can do the last segment. Yeah, never seen that happen before. Not sure what that's about.
Well, you know what? Let's try. Just can you see something?
Yeah, you're back. We're up again. We're up and running.
We're back in business. We're back in
Looney Tunes
business.
back in action.
Looney Tunes back in action starring.
It says there's a lot of dropped frames detected, so I don't know. Maybe we'll have to. I don't know if we should keep trying to go or if we should shut down. It says it's
Bag it.
dropping a lot of issues or a lot of frames. 79% over the last 2 minutes.
It's 9:30. You want to bag it 30 minutes early?
I think we have to. I've never had this happen before.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we
you know
should,
what?
I
The
think.
internet has been strange. It might be on my end, or
No, it's-
I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know
it's-
how internet works.
It's the world over.
Yeah, it's got to be my end or Twitch.
Or like I said before, Discord dropped out like earlier today. Twitch is having technical issues. I think it's just shit happening.
Let's
with the
blame it on
internet.
Twitch.
Yep. All
Do we
right.
have these episodes saved? How does Twitch work?
I
I
export.
remember I had some fucking gems. I don't know about you guys, but I am charming.
Yeah.
I export the things to YouTube directly from Twitch.
Sweet. All right. Cool. I
Oh,
was
that was a
kidding,
good
by the
episode.
way. I mean, I wasn't kidding, but you know.
It's okay, Zach.
That was
You
a
know
good
when you're joking.
Yeah.
Bleed the Filth says, DrawBomb IT department. Yeah, we need to get them on the phone. Unfortunately, we have a stay-at-home order right now, so they can't come fix the servers.
Fix the server rooms.
That's right.
Gonna get the servers. Somebody deleted the servers.
This show takes thousands of dollars and 2 server rooms to run. It's a big operation.
Yeah, and each server room's the size of a
A football field.
truck. Yeah.
It ain't easy, but we'd make it happen.
Yeah. It's I'm hemorrhaging money.
Oh yeah. That's why we have that counter in the
You
bottom.
guys have
Yeah.
money?
Well, I mean, it's like I have a bunch of credit cards I keep signing up for.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
know.
they just give me more. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I know, and I just change my address every single time. They're
Exactly.
stupid.
They'll never find me. I change one letter of my first name every time I sign up for a new one.
Yeah.
Now I'm on to
What do you-
Brinton
what-
Chompman.
Brenton
Nice.
Chapman.
Nice.
They'll never get me. And then I just gotta, every few years I just gotta fake my own death. And
Yeah,
yeah.
and you gotta switch it up once in a while. Just go back to B, be like Brandon Chaps, but I'm somebody else.
I'm not. I don't know the other guy.
Chapman's a
Shave the
common
beard.
name.
Yeah, just shave the beard off. They won't even be able to track
Put on
me.
a whole bunch of weight, marry somebody else.
Put on thong.
Then they just show up and they'll be like, you realize we don't track any of your physical appearance, right?
What?
And that's
I don't know what
that's
you're
when I
talking
fake
about.
their own death.
What are you talking about, FBI agent? Why are your eyes red? If anything, I'm suspicious of you. Come on,
Yeah.
cough it up. What do you hear? What's your game?
What is your game here, sir? Mine's Monopoly.
Do not pass go.
Do not collect any money, please. I need it really bad. So, well, we probably won't do this as like an official episode for the rest of the 30 minutes because of whatever. But
Yeah, we're having a lot of issues. I'll post a thing just in case I'm not sure how clear I'm coming through talking.
I
Mhm.
think you're coming through perfect.
Oh, thank you.
But we'll just, for those of you who decided to join us, we'll stick around for the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just because we love you. But this will be unofficial episode time, I think, just because of the.
Still undecided on all of you, but whatever. Who the fuck am I?
The people who subscribed, they're all great people.
They're all
They're
good.
people
lovely,
who-
wonderful
who-
human beings. The people who subscribed are awesome. I love them. I don't even know them, but I would
My
die for
favorite
them.
people.
I'm
Everybody
gonna
else
name
can
my first
fuck
child
right off.
Jams822.
We should. If we ever get a DrawBomb dog, what we gotta do? We gotta name it after our subscribers.
A
Oh,
DrawBomb
look, it's our dog. Jams, Rabbinaster, Plead the Filth. Dust Kitty.
That's rude to name a dog Kitty.
That's true. When I adopted that one cat out of the garbage, I just named it Cat. For like the first 3 months when I thought I was still gonna be able to give it away, because I didn't want to name it and get attached.
And then you did.
I named it Sprinkles because somebody who I'm not friends with was like, I'm gonna name it Jezebel, and I was like, no, you fucking will not.
That's the worst name. Who the
I
fuck would?
Guys, I have 3 cats each named Jezebel, so I don't appreciate this insulting. I love Jezebel 1, 2, and 3 with all my heart.
My children, George Jr., George Jr., Georgina.
Why do people do? Oh God!
All it did.
Why do people do that?
Why do people do that?
Well, let's name everyone in our family with a name that starts with the letter M.
Yeah. Ooh, Plead the Filth says, is there another round of drawing? Because I would like to request an Illuminati theme. Well, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I've actually,
At the
funny
very
story,
least,
since
we'll
I
have it
work,
on Twitter if they can't watch very good.
yeah, since I work in a bank and stuff, I have a bunch of we have envelopes that we use to store checks in, store this, store that, because but for the things I store with the checks and any mutilated cash, cash that won't go in the machine, that's all fucked up, but we know it's real cash, we'll keep in a mutilated envelope. But for those, I have since I've had a lot of free time at work occasionally, I'll doodle I have big all-seeing eye drawings on my envelopes because it's pretty much for me the all-seeing eye is capitalism. It's just representative of it.
I don't know how to spell Illuminati correctly, so I spelled it so incorrectly. I would seem smart.
You're being a real
I'm a slick guy.
Slick.
Super slick. They call me Slick Zig.
Slick.
Who calls you
Jams.
that?
Sorry, what was that?
Who calls you that?
Who does call you
Everybody
that?
from prison, everybody from jail,
Oh, okay.
they call me Slick Zig. That's
Okay. Well, that's a very I don't know if you're familiar with.
let's just let's just I don't like to talk about my past life.
Your
So
prison days when you that time you did a dime up in
from
New
this
York State?
because I don't feel like bullshitting anymore.
So, Ian, do you know that there's a character? Okay, I guess you do because you're very on the nose right now. I was gonna say you were drawing a character from Gravity Falls. I didn't know if you knew that you were doing that, but.
Here's the funny thing is I actually drew that character a long time. I drew that character 5 years. Not that character, but I drew an all-seeing eye with a top hat and stuff 5 years ago when this band I did a lot of T-shirts for. They were in a play called An Octoroon. We've talked about this previous show. It's a play about race and the history and how race is always about just a separation of class than it is more so about actual
Gravity
race.
Falls is from 8 years ago.
In the what was that?
Gravity Falls is from 8 years ago.
Well then, shit, I drew it without ever having seen the show.
Snuck into your brain.
Oh no, it's like that lighthouse from Fight Club all over again. I drew. So I was the guy who's selling T-shirts for this play that was about how race is about keeping capital with the wealthy and about separating people and keeping them down and stuff like that. So I drew this poster for the thing called the Capitalism Corner, and I had this all-seeing eye with a top hat and cane and eyelashes dancing as the logo for the Capitalism Corner. And the guys in the band were just I don't think we should call it the Capitalism Corner.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, all right, guys, I guess I'm more rebellious than you.
Fine.
My bad. And then funny story. I had a bunch of old people. Like it was like the second night I was selling those T-shirts, and I had a group of old people coming out of the play, like mid-play, and the one old guy walks up to my table and he goes, "I just want to let you know we're leaving early." And I was like, "All right, bye." And then like they kind of like stood there and they're just like, "We're leaving. We thought the play was offensive." And I was just like,
Bye.
"I haven't seen the play. I don't know, man." I mean, I got to see it by the end of the night, but it was just kind of funny that they thought that I was in any way tangentially related to what was happening on the stage. Like I was gonna take some T-shirts, man. Like fuck it.
They want to feel like they yelled at somebody who had something to do with the show, but they picked the least stakes person to come at about it.
Yeah.
It's like when you're you're mad at like something that happened to you at like a business, you like attack the person who answers the phones or something.
Right. It's like
I have a question. How do I'm sorry to interrupt. How do I change the gauge of my brush? Because you see how it's kind of spotty and I'm all zoomed in and stuff. How do I?
it looks like you have an opacity, pressure sensitivity going on. So you should see the little brushes next to size, opacity, hardness. You can make sure that the only one is next to size. Also, just real quick, Plead the Filth says, Octoroon is a fantastic play. I guess Plead the Filth has seen the play. That's really cool. I mean, now we know somebody who has also seen it. Jam says, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Their wife kept looking at them funny because they were laughing out loud listening to us. So I'm glad we could bring the ha-has and the hee-haws.
And the hoorays.
Hooray!
The hoorays and the yippee skippies. And Plead the Filth also logged in as Hidden Pixel, not subscribed, but followed us as Hidden Pixel, so that's another 4-follower account. And thank you again.
Thanks.
And they said that they switched also because their phone is dying, which
that's a great reason to do it.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you so
you
much.
You guys are rolling in the subscribers today.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna take full credit for it.
Yeah. It's
we just got a subscription from Robin Astray.
And
what a beautiful human. Great smile.
What?
Great head of hair.
Boy. How about that?
If I could describe Rabinaster in a poem, it would be, I looked upon the moonlight and saw his smile, because I knew that the moon didn't shine as effervescently as his spirit did. His aura was pure and that of light and energy, and he blessed us all with his presence and his wisdom.
That's what it would be if you could do it.
That would be if I was anything like a poet, right?
Okay.
I guess he did, because it wasn't like he could. He just straight up did.
Yeah, he's like, if I could do it, and then proceeded to just do it.
Did a thing. I'm not saying it was good, but the praise. No, but Rabinaster is a really good person. I think he's such a genuine human being. He's just a really nice guy, and this isn't even me doing like the joke of like he's a really nice guy. Is what I'm trying to say. He's just a really good person, and I'm really thankful that he's here to help us support our dreams. Roses are red, violets are flowers. Nobody was prepared for my mutant psychic powers.
I like it.
I'm getting straight. Oh no, he's got me. Mutant powers.
With the powers.
Something like that, I guess.
Okay,
I don't know.
cool.
What would be the creepiest face, or what would be the creepiest like mouth or nose features I could give this dancing Illuminati all-seeing eye right now?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god, yeah, I've done a lot of Dafoe. Haven't I? I can do that. Come on, let's pull up his picture. Oh man, oh man. This guy is, I mean, he's made his career work for him despite, if you can have that face and work in Hollywood, that's just...
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor. He deserves everything he's gotten. This is my Willem Dafoe nose and mouth.
It looks like... I don't even know. I don't know. There's nothing to say about that.
Okay, actually, you know what? He's got a very specific teeth formation where he's got his normal teeth and then his canines are very pronounced and.
Pronounced canines.
Yep. If you talk to our dad, he'd be like, yeah, those are the 8s and the 7s or whatever. Like dentists have like numbers for all the teeth on your mouth.
Yes, they do. My dentist goes over that one.
What was that?
My dentist, like, when they're like talking to their like hygienist, they mention the numbers.
Oh yeah. I feel like I get it.
They're like, oh, all the 40s are fucked up. Oh God, the 23s, you disgusting. Like, is that good or bad? What? 40s more like 50s. Yeah,
Don't tell him though. Jam says I could put a Hitler stash on the Illuminati logo. I'm gonna avoid the references to Hitler if I can.
Probably a good move.
Yeah. It's a good way to avoid trouble, you know?
You know, Hitler, I mean...
It was a lot more fun to make fun of Nazis back when we could all be assured it was all ironic, but now there's a lot of...
Back when they used to be like, you know, like a Batman villain. Now they're actually hanging out.
There's like people with swastikas and Nazis and stuff. It's a bummer that... And like there's a bunch of people who are just like, it's ironic! And it's just like, how about this? No,
How about
you...
No, it's
if you have a big flag that has a big swastika on it, I'm going to assume you're not being ironic because
why would I
you
assume
bought a
irony?
flag. Yeah, there's no ironic. There's no ironic being like a genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
But he was a really fancy artist. He did them paintings.
Knows how to do them watercolors better than I do, at least. I mean,
yeah, he is actually way better than me. But then again, I'm also not fucking killing a million Jews, so you know.
I mean, it was more
fair
than
trade-off.
You know, it was the Romani. It was a bunch of other people too. It was a large.
I think we can all just agree Hitler was a real jerk.
Real jerk.
Kind of a dick.
Wow. What a meanie.
I believe it. I stole that from a Norm Macdonald bit.
Piece of shit.
He goes on and on. He like lists all this stuff for like 10 minutes, and then he finishes up with like, "Talk about a real jerk."
I love it. That's good. Norm Macdonald's hilarious. He's such a funny guy.
Yeah.
His voice is like so unique. I would attempt to do. Are you doing the Last Supper right now, Zach?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Drew. I can erase my guy from.
Oh, your guy is perfect. That's
He'll
why
stand behind though. He'll stand behind it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Put the layer down or something like that. You know. Yeah.
What layer are you drawing your line work on?
I am on layer 3
Okay.
because here. Let me.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
I'm gonna take layer 2. Is anybody on layer 2?
You can just add a new layer.
Then fuck you guys because I'm just gonna take it to color on. So hey.
Got him. Oh,
I'm going the one guy from the thing as another guest.
I love that. Love that guy. The guy from The Thing? What? Oh, I thought you were being vague. You were talking from the movie The Thing.
Yeah.
I see it now. I wasn't looking at your drawing, and I just thought you're like, I'm drawing the guy from The Thing, and I'm like, okay, wow.
I'm glad you
Way to
can
be
tell.
specific.
I'm glad you can tell it all. That's the thing is.
Oh yeah,
you
it
can
was
say it.
obvious.
That's our Jesus. Oh,
Hey,
guys.
Jesus is a good boy. You leave Jesus alone.
Also, we have some comments in the chat. Jam says it's probably a good call not to include Hitler references in our drawings. Ravenastra says, taking bold stances over here on our anti-Nazi stance. I know, we're real trailblazers with our being against them Nazis and Nazis.
Yeah.
We're saying
And,
things nobody
damn.
wants to say.
He's
Nazi is bad.
That's right. We're just
Nazi is a
speaking
dead
truth
Nazi.
power. That's right. No, I agree with that. I agree. And then Hidden Pixel Play says Hitler was a dick. quoted to DrawBomb 2020.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we could put that on our business card.
Attribute that to us. We said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's poetry right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lord, dick.
Though I could not stop her death, death kindly stopped for me. Charlotte Bronte, DrawBomb. It was a dick. I think that was Charlotte Bronte.
It's a little pinker.
Emily Dickinson, I'm sorry. Emily Dickinson.
No, I don't think either of them are watching, so.
Sorry, Emily. Real sorry. She goes by Dick69.
Nice.
Nice. Who's the guy with the hair next to Jesus? He's got his arm around him.
That's
I'm gonna name him Phil. His name's Phil.
He's got a red solo cup.
Hookups everywhere. That one's is actually Jesus's. Phil's gonna slip a pill in it.
It started as
It's
water.
not ready, and that I want red solo cups. Come on. Fucking bush league bullshit.
Remember the story where Jesus
Wait.
turned the blue solo cups into red solo cups?
Actually, my color on this monitor might be shit though. Is that bright, perfect prime red for you?
It's
Yeah.
pretty garish red, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
It's kind of a orangey red to me.
I mean, technically on the color spectrum I'm looking at, it is sort of more towards the orange side, but how it's showing up on my screen is still pretty like red solo cup red.
Oh
But
my
if you
God,
want-
is this how color blindness works? Is this how
No.
it?
It's
oh my
actually
God.
not.
But that's more red to me. That's solo red.
That doesn't even look like different to me on my screen. Maybe it's my screen.
Maybe my screen is just better than yours.
Maybe it's my screen.
No,
his-
shut up.
Aww.
Nobody's talking to you.
Damn it.
Brandon.
I'm lonely.
Care.
So lonely. Is that Talking Heads? Was that Talking Heads though? It's a song. He like, burn, burn, burn. You know that song?
Yeah.
I'm lonely.
Yeah, that's not Talking Heads.
Who is that?
I don't know. Let me look it up. What's this song called too?
How do you look up?
Well, I know some of the lyrics. Got to let you know, I think, right?
Yeah, just search lyrics. I'm lonely.
How do you do that? How do you look that up?
It's-
I'm lonely.
It's INXS.
What was that?
INXS. Song's called Need You Tonight.
Oh,
Leave.
NXS.
Oh yeah, that's how it's said. That makes more sense.
Oh, I googled I'm lonely
shit.
lyric. What did you Google? Because you got.
I'm sorry.
I googled "Got to Let You Know" because they say that like. a million
Oh.
times.
See, I googled
I know the
I'm
song.
lonely lyrics, and I got the song "Fuck I'm Lonely" by Lauv.
You googled "I'm lonely" and then you got like
Man,
Like,
what do you
a
mean?
bunch of
That's my average
psychiatrists.
Google search.
lonely. Google, what you doing?
Google, something super depressing, you know. Then
Google.
Google's like, dude, chill out. I don't want to talk to you. Do I need to call the cops?
I'm just
Are you
working.
How
okay?
do I make a cry for help, Google? And Google's like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty busy
Right now.
I can't help you. Is it right now you need help? Hidden Pixel Plays says they're colorblind, so no matter what we cover that solo cup, it's good for them.
Perfect.
So
I don't think that's how
Fucking-
colorblindness
that's what I
works
talk
either, right?
about knowing your audience.
There's
That's
different kinds, and you get usually get
There are-
like 2 or 3 colors mixed up, and the rest are, I think, pretty accurate.
yeah, there's like red-green colorblind where they tend to blend together. There, it's like blue. There's like dark blue and dark red. There's like it's like the two. It's like usually on the dark end of I don't know enough about it to say, but yeah, it's usually you get 2 colors that mix together.
Right.
And they become indistinguishable. Yeah, I don't know. That's I know wasn't it one of your friends, Zach, who I met from college, who he was just like super duper colorblind.
Like
He
black
was-
and white.
like I remember him saying like basically he was like basically like yeah like I'm fucking every color blind, and I was just like I am so sorry man, I don't even know how to.
I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm sorry. I guess I'm a shitty friend that my brother remembers the thing about my friend more than I remember the thing about my friend.
Oh, that's okay. A lot of times I think I remember things and it turns out I'm completely wrong. So that happens frequently. I'm lonely.
Ian, we've moved on from that.
I know, it's in my head now. Talking Heads though, they did that one song that's like that.
Burning down the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Burning down the house.
It's the one.
That's an interesting song. That's like one of the like that song, the NXS song, and that Talking Head song are two songs from just like you guys couldn't add just one more instrument to pan that song out, like pad that song out. Like I don't know.
Sorry, Ian.
I know, right? I guess I'm not.
How many famous pop songs did you write, Ian?
Yeah.
None. I'm an award-winning musician.
God.
None of them. Burning down the house.
Burning down the house.
Pretty accurate.
That's really, really accurate. Burning down the house.
This is DrawBomb. Thanks for joining in, everybody. We've been totally worth the subscription that two of us that we got two of today.
I like to think
Yeah.
so.
Oh God.
And
Oh.
let's see how much of this bottle of peppermint schnapps I can drink before the end of the show.
Nice. I'm on my.
Or
third
am I
beer.
gonna pass out first? Who knows?
Oh boy.
I feel like that's a heavy escalation of.
I mean, it's only peppermint schnapps, so you know. And I got a little bit less than half a bottle to go. 20% alcohol. Not bad.
So I think I realized the final touch I want to add to my my all-seeing eye,
Okay.
and I think it's really gonna complete the drawing. So we've got what we got right here, right? Then the secret component is it is
What is it?
you got to give him a Homer Simpson mouth.
He does have a Homer Simpson mouth.
You know that fishbowl image of Homer from that episode where he's the Japanese
Oh,
lunch
Mr. Farkle?
machine? Yeah, I had that as my wallpaper the other day.
Nice.
Just randomly, it came up.
I have a T-shirt of that. Although that T-shirt has many holes in it now because I got it at Comic-Con 2009.
That's why all my favorite T-shirts that are, you know, graphic and stuff, I just stopped wearing them and saved them.
That's fair. I need to have other clothes before I can start holding T-shirts.
The trick to
on the
get
side.
new clothes is to have other clothes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
I've always
just
said
something
like if
picked
I
up.
had enough money, I would totally just redo my whole wardrobe and just like hit the stores. Get some
Well,
nice
Ian,
shit.
if I had enough money, I wouldn't have depression. So, you know, we can all dream, but you can at least start by getting me some better T-shirts.
I don't think that's medically accurate.
Nobody asked you.
I mean, I think depression also includes a lack of serotonin being made in your body or dopamine receptors and things like that.
Yo, you know what would totally increase my serotonin levels? Not being in,
Eating food?
in debt. Not being in debt. That would be nice.
think
Yeah,
it's
I
more
feel like
related to dopamine.
Just saying.
I think your
I
serotonin
think
is-
my serotonin would be pretty good if I was just like, hey, you know, I don't have to worry about this.
Oh yeah, I don't
Oh,
have to
I-
worry ever
my
again.
brain
I
did-
think I feel better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, but also Anthony Bourdain also had.
Right. I'm not saying everybody.
Yeah, I'm
but
not
me-
saying that is, me personally, that would be really helpful for me, you know?
Oh yeah, I agree. I think.
Anthony Bourdain, you know, he had I'm not about to make any type of judgment
I'm
call
not.
on that.
I'm not making a judgment call either. I just I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just
Just
trying
saying,
to say that
if I
environmental
could just sit
factors
around and get high and draw all day, I think I would not be as,
as
you know,
depressive. Yeah, that's fair.
ass.
Let's talk about serious mental health conditions, right? Let's just really get down.
Really
to
get
the
down to the
nitty-gritty.
bottom of it. We've
No,
tackled.
I was just memeing. No. I was just
Jack,
memeing. Let's
What's
go
your
on.
most painful memory, and describe it in the most excruciating detail you can? Starting now.
We
Public
tackled why people shouldn't say hooray anymore. Now let's figure out depression.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
drop
from one
on the
major
fact.
issue to the next. Or
Not
I have
enough
another
go
idea.
karts.
Let's not do that.
Let's give everybody a golf cart.
I know we
And
say this.
that'll be a little bit less depression. Everybody could use a golf cart.
I know.
It's
I
true.
think that's true. I do like riding golf carts.
It would make my life slightly better to have a golf cart.
Yeah,
I-
right? Exactly. Give everybody
know
a
we-
golf cart. Everybody needs golf carts.
We say it's not that show a lot on this show, but it's genuinely not that show.
I think we've been fairly tame.
We have been fairly tame actually this episode. It's been nice.
I'm talking about fucking golf carts. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I think this is a
I'm
golf cart
keeping my
kind of
shit
show.
vanilla.
I have several untamed golf carts in my backyard, man. Those things are running wild, and I
There's-
don't know what to do with them.
There's a
Fuck yeah.
There's a brick on the gas pedal, and I don't know how to get it off. And they have a surprisingly large gas tank. They just keep going. You'd think they'd stop by
Keep
now.
going.
It's
They
been
hunt in packs.
days.
Yeah.
They ran over the mailman, and now I can't get my mail.
Jesus Christ! It's a goddamn epidemic.
It is.
This is what you get when you open the borders.
The golf carts. They
The
pass-
go- Are you talking about the links? Like you open up the fence that like keeps.
We need
like,
to
the
build
country
a
club?
wall of just those little pavement things that come up that stop people from driving down a sidewalk.
Yeah.
We'll keep them all out.
With those like big cylindrical piles.
Yeah, just a big cylindrical concrete thing that will keep the golf carts out.
Keep the golf carts out.
Exactly.
Oh man.
They're tearing up my
Stoop kids
greens.
afraid to leave the stoop.
I actually, I once met a person who was just hanging out on their stoop, and then I was just like, I forget what's
It's a
so
good
fucking
place
weird
to hang
about
out.
them being on the stoop. I think I like mentioned them like, God, you know what? I'm not even gonna tell the story because I don't remember the shit that happened. It was.
I hang out on mine from time to time. It's a nice
Yeah,
spot.
I like it. It's good. The stoop's a good spot to hang out.
It's great.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm never about to knock Stoop Kid. I'm just gonna quote his Stoop books. Yeah, nice. Zach.
I think we're approaching the end of the show.
I think we are like.